Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Pardon the dirty hands. It's been quite an afternoon working on cars and trying to keep my son's friend from ramming the truck into the cars. So it's been rough. So excuse the dirty hands. With that being said, I want to get to today's topic. And today's topic was brought to us by Christian Carlson. I do believe that's who sent it over. Let's see. Let me make sure before I say it again. Yes, Christian Carlson. He wanted to know what I think about three strike laws. So I just kind of expanded on it. And I want to know what everybody thinks about three strikes and you're outlaws and mandatory sentencing for gun crimes. So I want to know what you all think about that. Do you support them? Yes. No. You can answer as simply as that. Yes, you support that. Or yes on three strikes and you're out. No on mandatory sentencing or whatever, any combination of it. Or you can elaborate as much as you want. I'll start us off as usual by saying that I think three strike outlaws are ridiculously stupid. It's posturing from the morality police. It's garbage. Don't like it at all. Nobody should be out for just three violations. That makes it really easy to put away people you don't like. I'll tell you that, especially if you're the ones in power and you get to charge people with stuff. So don't like it at all. And I don't like mandatory sentencing. And I'm not talking just for gun crimes. I'm talking for both of these. I think they're a miscarriage of justice. They're ridiculous. The reason we have judges is because it's their job to determine what an appropriate punishment is. And putting mandatory sentences on them, it doesn't do anything to help solve problems. All it does is tie their hands when it comes to trying to help people. So, Django, shut up. Django! Oh, damn. I'll shut the door there, see if that helps. So don't like either one of them for gun crimes or anything. There's so many things you can come up with and say, oh, okay, well, he committed three crimes. He needs to go to prison forever, 3 felonies. Well, yeah, that shouldn't, because that means the government can just charge you with some trumped up charges 3 times and now you're suddenly in prison forever. Talk about a political prisoner system. Also, mandatory sentencing, like I said, judges should get to decide appropriate punishment because there's different crimes. Assault versus stealing a Twinkie, not the same thing. Theft, assault, not the same thing. So judges should have leeway to do what they think is right. That's why we hire them. That's what the legal system is supposed to be about. But I'm going to go see what other people think here, see if they agree with me, disagree with me. Mad Dog chimed in and says, crime isn't worse because a gun was used, not a stick. He's saying that he wouldn't support 3 strikes you're out or mandatory sentencing just because someone was using a gun in a crime. But how about period? Sean Bain chimed in and says, yes, more than one makes it a habit, North one-time thing. So I guess he's in favor, was what we would say. Anthony Clark chimed in and said, the 3 strike rule and mandatory sentencing are the worst form of false virtue and overreach this country has ever been subjected to, T-tax included. Yes, it is. It's the same thing. And it's just a bunch of posturing. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It doesn't do anything to stop crimes, doesn't do anything to keep dangerous people off the streets, doesn't do any of that stuff. So all it does is fuel a for-profit prison system. It jumps the stocks up in the prison system. Johnny Mandrick says, I say no. It's too easy for a prosecutor looking to get elected to railroad people. Definitely is too easy. Oh my TVC 15. I don't know what any of that means. Should be a 3 strikes rule for crimes where a credible lethal threat is made regardless of the weapon used or where an attempt is made, I guess. Like if someone, I'm okay if someone hits someone in the head with a pipe 3 times, yeah, put them in prison for the rest of their life. That's 3 attempted murders. But not if they, stole soup to feed their kids 3 times. Christian Carlson, don't like 3 strikes, maybe only for violent felonies. Well, certain violent felonies need to have more rules enforced on them, period, anyway. I mean, it's just like quit letting people off for violent felonies, and then you don't got to worry how many times they did it. Go Shadow says, had to email my comment, and he says 3 violent felony convictions, mandatory death penalty. Well, I don't agree with that. 3 non-violent felonies, mandatory jail time with mandatory road crew cleaning up garbage. That I can agree with, but I don't know if I agree with the death penalty. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. We're barbaric. We're killing people. No, I'm fine with killing people that need killing. There's certain people that need killing. I just don't think that the government should have the right to do it. I just don't know if I like that being in their hands. So that's why I'm not sure I'm okay with the death penalty. I'm okay with killing disgusting people, but I'm not okay with the government being able to line people up and do it. So I'm conflicted on it. Daniel Pent says, whatever the question is, 10 millimeter USA. Well, I don't know if that actually applies, but man, I guess that's one way of seeing it. Mr. Furley chimed in and said, support second one should have been wake up call. Well, if they're violent felonies, I think 1 should be enough to put someone in prison for a while, and 2 should be enough to put them back forever. If they got out and do it again, I'm okay with putting these people in prison forever. If we just quit putting low-level offenders that are good criminals, that are good convicts that don't cost the for-profit prison system any money because they don't have to be policed all that hard. If we got rid of that out of the system, then we'd be able to put the hardened criminals away. The reason we don't put hardened criminals away is because the people who own the for-profit prisons don't want to deal with them. They'd rather you deal with them. That cuts into their bottom line. But that looks like that's it for today for shooting the shit. It was kind of a mixed bag today, but it's always nice to weigh in, see what people think. But hopefully that answered some questions for Christian Carlson. How about you out there in YouTube land? What do you think? Do you support 3 strikes, you're outlaws? Do you support mandatory sentences, especially when using a gun for a crime? Let us know in the comment section below. If you want to weigh in on one of these chats in person, come to our live chat. We do them every day at 6 p.m. So come on in. I haven't missed a day in years. And if we go back even further, even to more years, I've only missed like 1 or 2. So it's been a long time. Ever since the pandemic, I don't think we've missed like 1 day. So come on into the live chat. We'll be here. We're waiting for you. Where the fuck you at? We've been waiting. But come on in. I hope to see everybody again tomorrow. Everybody who participated today, thanks. Everybody who supports the channel, thanks. Remember, if you want to support the channel, go over to my website, TYMPPistolProject.com. Over there, you can buy merchandise like the Good People Protect the Ones They Love shirt that I'm wearing here. I draw all the shirts. So they're my own little private artworks. So go over there, get you some merch, or join Patreon or Subscribe Star, become a member. $2 a month may not mean anything to you, but if enough people do $2 a month, that could save the life of an animal in need. So go on over, don't undersell your contribution. If enough people do something, we'll make a big difference. So go on over to TYMPPistolProject.com, and remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and select all. With that being said, I want to thank everyone for coming. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Till then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.